Right, so I usually start off these videos by giving a little rundown of the plot. Yeah, this review is going to be harder than I thought. I decided to go for a walk to think over the episode to try and get a grasp of what actually went on. I mean, stuff did happen, right? I'm sure of it, otherwise how did we get from there to here? And wasn't the First Doctor supposed to be in this? Surely he had a reason to be there, right? It was getting too much for my small brain to handle. Was this episode that underwhelming that I can't think of one thing to say about it? No, surely not. It couldn't be. When I got in, I called my mate Ollie to see if he could help out.
Hi?
Hey.
Why do you wake me from my slumber?
You know, twice upon a time, what actually happened?
I'm gonna hang up now, John.
No, please don't go, no, fuck! I was no closer to finding the answer. Had this whole journey been pointless? Yes. From this point, I'm not even going to try and work out what happened. I'm just going to touch upon a few things that I think need mentioning. Now, as a fan of the Hartnell era, and someone who enjoyed Bradley in An Adventure in Space and Time, this was one of the things I was looking forward to the most. Oh boy. The First Doctor was handled terribly in this story. Not only did he serve little to no point, that little being one thing, but why was he written so sexist? Oh, because it was filmed in the 60s, that's what it would have been like. Bullshit. The Doctor is an alien who travels through space and time. It's clear from this that Moffat hasn't seen much when it comes to the Hartnell era. The First Doctor is nothing like how he's been written and feels like a huge misjustice, not only to the character of the First Doctor, but to William Hartnell himself. Bradley gives a decent enough performance with what he has, but doesn't have that punch or feel of authority you get when watching Hartnell. I wouldn't say Bradley was miscast, because I feel he could have been great, given a better script, or a bit more to do, but in the end it just feels like a wasted opportunity. The fact Moffat felt it necessary to include peril in this story is a clear indication that he can't let characters go. I mean, we had 3 goodbyes for Clara, for God's sake. And I know he technically gets a get out of jail free card here, as it wasn't the real Bill. But come on, I'm sick of characters leaving only to be brought back in some form the following story. It's not even as if he had this planned.
I started writing the script with no idea that Pearl was going to be in it. I was about a third of the way into the script and I just thought, you know who I want to come through this door? I want Bill back.
Oh, I'd quite like Bill to be back. I'll do that. Never mind her heartbreaking exit, which she kind of already ruined by uncybertising her, but okay. Bill's story is over and ended quite nicely. We didn't need her back, even if it was just a glass duplicate. One of the main and more noticeable flaws is the pacing. There wasn't a story, things just happened. There would be a scene and then it would be followed up by another scene, but one wouldn't lead on from the other, it would just happen. And sorry about that. Where was I? Pretty much the pacing was awful and made this 1 hour special feel like I was watching the War Games. Only nowhere near as good. The War Games is bae. An interesting but very underdeveloped idea, without threat or reason other than to bring back a few characters and 12's final scene, left them feeling hollow and a bit pointless. Also, they looked awful. Just why? Okay, so now that's out of the way, let's get into some positives. Hands down, the best part of this episode. He managed to really sell the role. Like, when watching him and seeing how he reacts to certain situations, he did feel... Well, I can't really say he did feel like that, because I don't really know any World War I soldiers, but you know, he felt what I believe how a World War I soldier would react to stuff. He didn't overact it as well, which was good. You know what, if I was writing this, I would have completely got rid of the First Doctor. He didn't need to be there, and I would have just had a story set in World War I with Mark's character and Peter Capaldi. And yeah, it would have just been, you know, stripped back. We didn't need all this Chamber of the Dead and characters coming back to then not be used, and yeah, just a simple World War I story would have been brilliant. It could have been about how Gatiss' character is facing off like death or something like that, and how like all the losses he's suffered of his men, and the Doctor could have been like, oh yes, there is a point in life. And yeah, we could have ended with the whole Christmas Armor Fist thing. It just would have worked so much nicer. We didn't need all this pointless stuff that didn't do anything. Peter was brilliant as usual. I feel his speech at the end, like the rest of the episode, dragged a little for me. There was a lot of Moffat waffle going on in there. Yeah, I would have chopped that down a bit. But yeah, he took the waffle and he presented it in a nice way, which is what I would say about Capaldi's era. The scripts he's been dealt haven't been the best, but he's managed to present them to us and make them entertaining and enjoyable. So that's how I'd describe his final moments. They were a bit naff, but enjoyable enough. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Jodie! Yes. So yes, we have the regeneration, but then everything stops. You get this beautiful shot from behind, the way the ring falls off, you've got all the sparks. It's just really nicely shot. I also love all the first person stuff. Seeing it from her perspective was, yeah, it was just a nice little thing. It showed a little bit of freshness. And then, you know, you get the smile and
Oh, brilliant.
she presses the button, TARDIS goes up in flames, and then she's thrown out of the TARDIS, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, to be honest. It's just the whole Matt Smith thing again. It's like, oh, we need a new set, how are we gonna do it? Let's just blow up the old console room. Yeah. They even played the same music that, like, you know that little clip of Matt hanging at the TARDIS flying over London? It was the same music when she was falling. But yeah, the last 5 minutes were pretty much all we were waiting for, and it was probably the best part of the episode. But yeah, overall thoughts. There's enough in this episode to enjoy, but with the unforgivable characterization of the First Doctor, and lack of story and or plot, just leaves this feeling like a wasted opportunity. And also, Peter's final swan song should have really been focused around him. I'm giving Twice Upon a Time a 4 out of 10. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Farewell, Moffat. You will not be missed. And also, welcome Chris Chibnall. I hope you do a better job than what you've done with your previous scripts. But yeah, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please comment down below your thoughts. Are you excited for the future? And I'll see you next time with another video. Goodbye.